Hello everyone, so I'm Cristiano, this is Jeffrey right here, and this is Street Food Love, our YouTube channel. You're welcome to subscribe to our channel if you like our content, and that is that. In this channel we share recipes, reviews, things about our trips and everything else we find that you might be interested in. So that is that. I think you are relieved of your duty today, but you, however, are not. Please subscribe to the channel and like it. So, I'm all dressed up and ready. Let's start this thing. Today we are going for focaccia. It's a very simple recipe and we are going to be using 70% hydration. In order to prepare the focaccia, you need 5 simple ingredients. The ingredients are, of course, the flour. Then, out of the weight of the flour, you'll choose 70% of that quantity in water. The olive oil, you need fresh yeast, so that is that. Salt, and then there you have it. If you are on hold of those 5 ingredients, you should be good to go. I used 400 grams of flour and I will make a little well in the middle. Once you have that well, you take, in this case you're using 9 grams of fresh yeast, and you are going to break it all in small pieces in the flour. Then you want to mix it. This helps as well of creating a good oxygen and airy, oxygenated and airy flour. And now time for us to put the water in. Put the water in slowly and then you will mix it very thoroughly. And you'll mix it until all the flour has been incorporated into the dough. You can go by hand or you can use the scraper. I have a plastic scraper here, as you can see. I prefer to do it with the scraper. Use all the flour, then you should have a dough like this. When you reach this point, you want to cover it for 10 to 15 minutes. 15 minutes have passed. Now let's pour the salt here. And you want to add just enough water so you can dissolve the salt before adding to your dough. You will see that this is the dough that we prepared before. It's already a little bit stiffer than before. And give it a whirl in the salt and then throw it all there. And now you can, for this part, yes, I prefer doing hands-on, and then you will see that it becomes way easier to mix it all until it's all thoroughly mixed. And you will see as well that the motion that I like to do, it's just like a fold. You take it a little bit from the angle, you fold it inside, and then you take the next part and do the same. So that is basically my strategy here. At first you will be really sticky and wet, but that's how it goes. And once you did that a couple of times, you'll notice that the dough will absorb the water and the salt way more. After it is all incorporated, you can leave it to rest for other 10 minutes. Alright, so while we wait for these minutes to pass, Jeffrey and I would like to remind you to subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment below what you think. Look at them, pup. Would you like to look at people that are outside our house? Alright, while we make sure that the home is safe, you subscribe to the channel. What are they doing? Oh. Here you can see a little bit the consistency of our dough, and now it's time to add the 20 grams of olive oil. So that's why I'm using the scale, and here they go. Oh, yep, there we have it. 20 grams of olive oil, and same thing again. You want to mix it and leave it for 10 more minutes to rest. So when we got to this point, 15 minutes of wait, and you can see that it's time for us to take this out, and this is my very favorite part, the part where we will do the folds. Now it has come all apart, and we didn't lose any dough there. And now it's time for us. I like to stand the focaccia a little bit. You can do that with no need of flour or anything like that, because the oil will make it pretty non-stick at this point. And then we will start folding it to make sure that it gets some strength and structure. So we will fold it right away, and the technique used to fold is very much up to you, but I like fold it in 3 parts, and then once it got the structure, I think there is something there. All right, once it got to the structure you want, then you place it back into the bowl, and then you leave it to rest for yet another 30 minutes at this point. All right, so we have at least 30 minutes of the dough to rest at the moment. And I say at least because don't be afraid to be generous with the resting time, to give enough time for the dough to rest and for the yeast to develop. So here we are again. This is the second fold out of 3. Once more, just like before, you want to stand it a little bit on your workbench. And once you have done that, don't be afraid, take it all the way. Make sure let gravity kind of do the job a little bit for you, but don't leave it, don't open a tear on your dough. So, and then once more you want to do the fold. I will do the same technique I did before. I want to give it as much as a surface tension as I can, and as you can see, here we have already a beautiful dough. And once more, and again to at least 30 minutes. Be generous with the resting time, and let's do this. Now, right before you do the third and final fold, just prepare the tray where you're going to bake it. To prepare it, just add a little bit of flour. The preference you should give is a flour, corn flour, possibly, or even polenta, semolina, that will not burn once it goes to the oven. Once that is done, then time to do the last fold in our focaccia dough, and then leave it to rest for a little bit longer. In this last fold, you should get a result that is quite soft, and you will see already that is way more structured at this point. So once again, we'll go to our fold. Here you can see it. You can see there is a lot of bubbles already, and once more I will try not to degas it too much, and here we have it. So this is what we wanted. Very beautiful dough. There it is. Last fold done, and now it's going to wait on the tray. Now you need to leave it to wait for 90 minutes. Once it has doubled in size, then it's time to go to the oven. So let it wait for 1 hour, and then you can already turn on the oven for us to bake it. So after it doubles in size, as you can see here, we have a beautiful dough at this point. Now it's time for us to stretch it. I have already oiled all of it, but no harm in adding more. Now we're going to stretch it a little bit, and then make the holes for which the focaccia is known for. There we go. It's a beautiful focaccia that is coming through. There it is. And there you have it. I don't want to stretch it too thin. You will gain some volume, but I want it to be a really tall one. So this is what we have at the moment. Now, when you get to this point, nothing left to do but to be very generous with the olive oil. You'll also want to add salt. I think a little bit of the pepper that is on the other side of my shaker felt there. There won't be a problem at all. And also I like some dried rosemary on top. So at this point I would say we are ready to go, and this looks really nice. So now to the oven.
Le votazioni riprenderanno domani mattina.
We are ready. This looks so beautiful. It's super light. I can't tell you how much. As you can see, it's very hot, so that is that. But it's so crunchy and light at the same time. Very proud of this. So it worked. It seems to have worked really well. Now I am going in the middle of this focaccia for very airy bubbles. So let's hope we got it. Let's start this up. Now it's the moment we've been waiting for. Can you see this? Look at the size of these air bubbles. Wow! This looks absolutely gorgeous. Can you see this? It took quite a bit of time, but definitely worth it. Now, somebody came back, I think. All right, and this is the bottom. Well, I would say that this was time well invested, so nothing left for us to do but to try some. So now this looks really beautiful, and it's crunchy and soft at the same time. Hey bud, that's enough. We're recording here. It's soft and crunchy. I really like to bake it dark, just like the bread, so it adds another layer of flavor. It adds a bit of complexity to it. So good, and it even got done easier earlier than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to take me at least a good half hour, but it was ready in 22 minutes. So good. Can't wait to get some stracciatella, maybe a mortadella with this. So good. Cannot recommend this enough. So guys, please try this recipe and let me know how it turns out for you. But really good, excellent focaccia. So I hope you guys try it. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know in the comments what you think. And well, don't forget to get some mortadella for this. If you have the time, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like the video, and if you want to really support the channel, make sure to buy us a coffee if you want. Now, let me see. Would you like to taste it, bud? This is fresh focaccia. Don't swallow it. Taste it, savor it. Yeah, I think this was a success. Now, let's get Marina to try it. All right.
Oh my god, that's so good. It is light, crispy, it's warm, which is the best thing. The only thing is missing, I suppose, it's a mortadella slice.
Oh yeah.
That's it.
It was born to have some mortadella with it, but I would call this a huge success. Really
Yeah.
good.
100%.
Great.
Really good. Well done.